So mass promotion, as we explained it in our report, no, one of our biggest recommendations is really to stamp out mass promotion, because really what we're seeing is that the proficiency collapse, or the plummet in proficiency from grade 3 to grade 6. What we've seen is that from 30% proficient at grade 3, 0.47 at grade 12. And you would see that the steep decline is from grade 3, grade 6, grade 10, and grade 12, signifying to us that people may be progressing by grade level and they keep getting promoted without really the knowledge, no, or ensuring that the competencies are really there for the students before they progress to the next grade level. And for us, mass promotion is many things. There is no real policy of DepEd to promote students automatically, but it is a confluence of multiple factors. The first is the grade transmutation policy of DepEd, as we have constantly been repeating and advocating for. It is time to review that policy, maybe phase it out at the soonest possible time, because it is giving us a semblance of normality, or that everything is okay, when in fact it is not. Because students who would score 60 would get 75, not have to go through remediation programs, not have to go through summers, when in fact they are really scoring well below what should have been the passing mark for that class. And that is one. The second is really the OPCRF, or the performance rating of the principals. What's happening today is that there is a zero dropout policy, or that it is incentivized if you have 100% completion rate. What is the unintended consequence? Syempre, maganda yung intention to make sure all students make it to the next grade level. But in the context of the day-to-day realities that are faced by schools and by teachers, where there are too many students, congested classrooms, teachers who have too many students to also support, who will actually do the remediation? Who will actually do the home visits? Syempre wala. It all goes down to the teacher. And so what happens is that instead of giving the support, what happens is they just automatically pass, and students don't get the remediation that they should have been given. And we have also not, until the Aral Program Law was passed, did not really give supports for teachers in doing so. It used to be that for all the tutoring that they would do, it would be on them. It would be based on their own initiative, and no compensation at all, no supports for the teachers. In fact, in many of our consultations and the communications we've received from teachers, when they do home visits, they have to pay from their own pocket. They don't even get support to do home visits for all of the students. And what if the student lives on top of a mountain or several towns away? Sila mismo yung umaako lang ng lahat ng trabaho at gastos, and that shouldn't be the case. A system that is able to really support its learners, a system that is really supposed to meet the learners where they are, is what we need, instead of just passing them numerically without the competencies that really is meant for that grade level. We've also heard from many stories of teachers that they usually get castigated by principals or other colleagues if they fail any student, that they have to justify to the principal, to the division office, why a student had to fail, and para bang kasalanan pa nila, na para bang sila pa ang kailangan mag-prove that they did everything and exhausted all supports available, when in fact no support, or very little support, was given to them themselves as teachers. We've also heard that sometimes parents would complain if their kids would actually fail, even if the student actually is not able to really pass the exam or answer most of the questions. And so all of these things, the policies and the culture, we need to scrutinize well and really address now, because that's the only honest way by which we will arrest the learning crisis and support our students better. Which is why it is not a blaming game. It is really more looking at the system as a whole and addressing all of these barriers that stop our teachers from being able to support their students well.